We're live, Newsday Tuesday. I'm your host, Cole Rome. News updates with my friend Len Besthoff on the Rome Show podcast. Len, how you doing, my friend?
Doing all right, Rome. Got some golf in yesterday to charity fundraiser, and I didn't golf well, but didn't golf badly. So, went okay. Mid-season golf. Had a few good hits, had a few oof.
Yeah, I've been tired, burnt
Yeah,
out. Yeah, so I've been relaxing, catching up on
good,
sleep.
good, good. That's great. That's great because I always hear you're nosing it to the grindstone. So, and I'm sure you still are. But if you're finding some bandwidth to get a little bit of rest, certainly that's a goal of mine too that I have failed miserably. But we'll see. Let's try this week. Let's see.
Yeah, gotta get some rest, Len.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you get to a point too where I just wake up every day at like 6. I don't really have a choice in the matter. It's just the body says it's ready to go. I'll try to stay in bed and read if I've been up late, just to rest the body, but it just some people operate on less sleep, and I may be in that camp. My wife would say no, because she says you fall asleep on the couch at 9 o'clock. So, and that is true. I don't know how you are, Rome, but I am one of those couch titans. I'm falling asleep there on the couch.
First 5 minutes of the movie, I'm out cold.
Well, yeah, it just means we're working hard. So I guess that's good to a point.
Yeah,
To a point. Well, I gotta, give you full disclosure like I always do here, Rome. I'm getting ready to run on a trip, so I'm a little bit on assignment this week. So I'm gonna get cooking here. Let's start with our fun stuff. And speaking of cooking, when it comes to food, what did I put down here? Oh, yeah. This one's a departure for me. I grew up in a family where we ate a lot of fish, still do. At least the family lives on Eastern Long Island that catches it. Um, I'm not doing it as much, and it's just one of those things you got to get in the habit of eating it because it's really good with the omega 3s, I guess it is, and other kinds of oils and things that are good for your skin. But, Lindsay, my wife's always trying to get me to eat more stuff, and I don't like salmon and I don't like a lot of things, but I had some sole at a banquet of all places. It was at the Farmington, I think it's like called the Inn at Farmington or something. It's a really nice venue. One of my nonprofits I belong to, we were talking about at our board meeting last night that would be a great place to hold events because it was the Connecticut Society of Professional Journalists and the Connecticut Freedom of Coalition for Freedom of Information held their joint awards ceremony there about a week or so ago. NBC Connecticut did quite well. Um, and I've never been to this venue before. I don't know if you've ever seen it out there. It's you're going west on Route 4 past the town of Farmington, and it's before the golf range. Does that make any sense to you?
yeah,
Yes, you
I
know it.
seen that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, it's really nice in there, Rome. And like I said, the soul coming back to the whole thing was really good. What do you got for food this week? Anything good happening? Hot and happening?
Salad.
Salad. All right, but
Yeah,
come on, give me a little bit more. What's in that salad? Because that's the key. You can have a good salad. I had a Cobb salad this week. I was taking a source out. It's like, oh, you're having salad. I said, but I'm having a Cobb salad. So what kind of salad did you have?
baked chicken or grilled chicken,
All right.
some onions,
Oh yeah.
cheese,
Mhm.
feta cheese though.
You know what though? Okay, so that's pretty pretty healthy. But the way you can be naughty, as long as you got your toothbrushes, onions on a salad is great. You just, you got to brush your teeth after.
Yeah,
That is one of
strong.
the secrets.
Yeah, right after.
What kind of onions, too?
I like the white sweet ones.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you the other trick is you can grow the scallions really easy, like the little ones. And you can grow hundreds of them. And they occur naturally in your lawn, too, but you can grow them in a garden really easily. So, all right. Well, there's some food. You're doing salad. I'm doing fish. We're being too good. I'm sure by next week when we talk, there'll be some fried food in the mix. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah.
just based on where I'm going
Nice.
for on assignment here. Um, Entertainment. Boy, what an easy week between entertainment and sports. I'm going to let you go first, Mr. Podcast host.
Okay, so sports is a lot going on. Team, the Knicks for the previous game. Um, and I've been watching like a lot of sports, like new leagues. I found out a new league, IFL. It's Italian Football League.
Oh wow, what's that like?
It's pretty cool. It's like a smaller field, smaller than the NFL, but it's like I guess it's to help them to get to the NFL. It's pretty cool.
Huh, like a developmental league, like the NBA has, stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's cool. Or minor leagues, like minor league baseball. Well,
yeah,
for me, it's World Cup. I mean, that's my. I'm gonna call that my entertainment. Um, Not my sport. Sport, I got something else. But entertainment, World Cup, and watching a lot of it. Look, there's been some not great headlines about the World Cup, certainly. And those have impacted me in terms of, my viewing and my enjoyment of it. But at the end of the day, I started playing soccer a long, long time ago. I had to stop because of, knees, whatever, but it's a great sport. It's not perfect. None of these sports are. But like you see me wearing my New York Giants shirt. They've got their issues too. So, but boy, is it fun. There have been some really close matches, a lot of ties. I think the night before our recording here, there were like three ties, which are pretty unprecedented. And these were some good clubs. Like I saw Morocco tied Brazil, which is shocking. Brazil's really good.
yeah.
And there were one or two other ones. I can't remember those. And then Germany, of course, crushed some teams 7-1. But they'll always make it to the final four. But sometimes there's surprises there. So that's my entertainment. But we got sports still, Rome.
Yeah, there's more sports.
What do you
I
got?
got the Knicks. Mine was the Knicks.
Okay. Oh, okay. You did the Knicks. All right. And so Knicks was that Italian football league was entertainment. Well, how about those Knicks, huh?
Impressive. Very great game. The comeback was crazy.
You know what? I was watching a band play that night, and we were watching the game, and we saw them coming back at halftime. And we were out in the mountains. I mean, Western Connecticut, where the radio reception's not great. But I'm like, oh, well, I'll pick it up on the radio on the ride home. No, and by the time we got home, they'd won. But good for the Knicks. I remember being a little boy. I grew up right outside New York City. And I remember being a little boy and the Knicks had won. And I know the starting five of the Knicks from 1973. Um, to this day, I'm not going to rehearse it here for you. But they really had not had a good team in a long time. I mean, they had some flirtations with getting to the finals and got to the finals, I believe. The Charles Oakley years, Patrick Ewing years, I think they might have got there once or twice. But they also had some strange management going on for a long time, and I know that it was very frustrating. I was living away from the Northeast for a long time, so it was harder to follow them. I'm not saying I'm a Knicks fan or anything like that, because I certainly gave that up a long time ago. But um, you grow up outside New York City, you're one of several kinds of fans, and I was Yankees, Giants, Rangers, Knicks. That's the normal, or your Jets, Mets, Islanders, Jets, Mets, Islanders, Nets. If you're more from Long Island or Brooklyn. So, but I'm not a Yankees fan anymore. Moved down south, became a Braves fan, just because you can't watch them play, and rooting for the Yankees are like rooting for General Electric. But again, don't quote me on that one. But anyway, so that's my sports. Since I got to get on the road here, I'm going to give you some news. We got a lot of news, Ron. A lot of
Yeah.
news. A lot of news. Okay, so wow. Health news to start today. The Connecticut Department of Public Health has confirmed the state's first case of measles this year. It's an unvaccinated adult from Hartford County following testing conducted over this past weekend before our recording. The individual began showing symptoms of measles shortly after returning from international travel. The symptoms included fever, sore throat, cough, runny nose, diarrhea, and rash, according to DPH. The adult is hospitalized in stable condition, according to DPH. And the Department of Public Health noted the individual's travel was not related to the World Cup. Wanted to make that point. Other news, and this one I'm probably going to be doing a vertical video about this today, just because it's one of those that's top of mind. Experts say it is shaping up to be a super busy year for ticks. Recent testing shows up to half are carrying the bacteria that could lead to Lyme disease. While many people associate ticks with hiking trails and wooded areas, experts say the exposure now is happening a lot closer to our homes. They're warning folks to pick up ticks or they're warning that people will frequently pick up ticks in their own backyards, even inside the home if your dog or mine bring it inside. And let me tell you this story. So this is what I'm going to be doing the vertical video about today. So yesterday I was telling you I was at this charity fundraiser golf tournament, and I was being really careful. I wear long socks that I just bundle up, but if I have to go in the brush to hit a ball or find a ball, I'll pull up the socks, right? But I didn't have to yesterday. I had a pretty good day. I wasn't in the woods that much, or when I was, I just gave up. So, um, um, we're sitting down at the reception after, normally you have the, who got closest to the hole, who got closest to the line, which foursome had the best score, all that stuff. We're doing all that and having a dinner. It's nice. And all of a sudden, the people I'm golfing with say, yeah, you got to watch out for these ticks. And I had bent down and felt my knee at one point. I felt a bump. I'm like, oh, golly, that's that poison ivy probably cropping up. And then I grabbed down again and I felt the bump moved. And I'm like, huh. And then they're starting to talk about ticks. And I looked down and sure enough, it was a tick on me. They had ticks on them. And we were good. And so, certainly as soon as I got home, took a shower, washed all my clothes in very hot water, all that stuff, put it in the dryer. So hopefully I'm okay. But my colleague Matt Austin at NBC Connecticut had some really nice coverage. You can see on NBCConnecticut.com. He's probably got some vertical videos on Instagram and Facebook you can check out as well with more information on that, because it's really it's a rough year on Lyme disease. So how about that, Rome? We got measles and Lyme disease. We're very cheerful, and it gets better. Watch out when you're driving. Or how about just follow the law? Because 15 towns across Connecticut have received approval from the state DOT for red light and speed cameras. Here's the towns. Listen up. You might want to put a graphic up when you record this, or you might want to put a graphic up when you post-produce this. Excuse me, we're recording right now. But you might want to put a graphic up for this. Here's some of these towns that have received approval for red light and speed cameras in Connecticut: Beacon Falls, Fairfield, Greenwich, Hamden, Marlborough, Middletown, Milford, New Haven, Prospect, Stamford, Stratford, Washington, West Hartford, Wethersfield, and Winchester. I've been in West Hartford. I've certainly seen the cameras. As recently as last week, I was in Wethersfield and I saw the cameras right near, I think it was like Jordan Lane and the Silas Dean. So they're out there. And I know that in some of the stories we've done, Kevin Geis has done a bunch. They will give you some grace on the speed. I think on the speed, they'll give you some grace, like maybe 10 miles, 12 miles per hour even. But after that, you're on your own. The fines, I believe, generally start lower, but don't hold me to that. And now, as far as when these are going to be up and running, and it's not going to just be this introductory program, that varies by town. Like, for instance, in Washington, Connecticut, which is way out in the western part of the state, they've already started this. I believe that Middletown has as well. So stay tuned to NBC Connecticut, both online, on air, and you're going to see updates on those speed camera and traffic camera rollouts. And be careful out there. Follow the law, because if you don't, you might be getting a ticket in the mail.
Drive safe.
That's right. I'm going to hit the road now and drive safe. So I will see you next week, Lord willing, with all kinds of new knowledge and information after my assignment here.
All right. Thank you, my friend. I'll see you next week.
See you, Rome. Be well.
All right, you too, Len. Take
All
care.
right, take care.
And that is it for this week's news updates. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, YouTube if you're not subscribing, and follow me on all podcast platforms. Peace.